Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome all of you. This is our second Arabic paper that we're doing on revision on the Kcse under the courtesy of Mewa Digital Hub. Welcome again. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So today we're going to look at paper 2 of 2023. Last time we looked at 2022 and today we're looking at 2023 as promised. So on the first question, it was about Asma al-Tafdil wa Sifat. This is a topic that is in Form 4. So the first question was saying غير أسماء التفضيل الآتية إلى صفات. غير أسماء التفضيل الآتية إلى صفات. So we said we must check very well on what the examiner wants. So غير, what's the meaning of غير? Let's look at what is the meaning of غير. غير, it means to change. So you are supposed to change the أسماء التفضيل to صفات. You have been given these أسماء التفضيل, now you have to change them to صفات. So the first one was saying أجمل. أجمل. أجمل, it's something good, جميل. Coming from the sifa jamil. I've already said the answer. So أجمل جميل. أطول طويل. Sifa yake sawa sawa. أطول ni ndefu. أكرم كريم. كريم. أبعد kitu iko mbali. بعيد. أشرف yani kumsharifisha mtu, someone known. أشرف شريف. Okay, so this is a slide that I prepared to explain more on the topic of Asma Tafdil, because I came to find out that even on the paper of Kcse 2020, it has been questioned again. So I thought of us going over it. So as we can see here, what is اسم التفضيل؟ هو اسم مشتق يدل على أن شيئين, that two things اشتركا في الصفة. These two things, they have the same صفة, يكون صفة هي وزاد أحدهما على الآخر. It's just that the other one became more than, يعني they have the same صفة, their صفة is the same, but one of them is more than the other. سوا. مفانو المثال سلمى أجمل من عائشة. سلمى أجمل من عائشة. Salma, yani Salma here is good, okay, and Aisha is good, but it's just that Salma is more good than Aisha. Ajmal is more good than Aisha. So these two things اشتركا في الصفة, they have the same صفة, it's just that one of them is more than the other. The rules on أسماء التفضيل: إذا كان في الصفة ياء في وسطها فإنها تحذف عند تغييرها إلى اسم التفضيل ويزاد على اسم التفضيل الألف. So when we have إذا كان في الصفة, you have been given the صفة, katika ile صفة there is a ya in the middle. في وسطها there is a ya, like here we got جميل, so there is a ya in the middle there, jim mim ya, there's a ya في وسطها. So what happens when you are changing it to اسم التفضيل is that فإنها تحذف, that ya is being removed. So when you are given and it's in the middle, there's a ya, you'll remove the ya and then we will add an alif at the beginning, just like there we got Jamil, we نحذف الياء and then we added at the beginning an alif. The other way of اسم التفضيل, the second rule of it, أما إذا كانت الياء في آخرها فإنها تتغير إلى ألف مقصورة عند ذكر اسم التفضيل. So when إذا كانت الياء في آخرها, so if you got the صفة, that صفة has a ya at the end. The صفة originally has a ya at the end. What would you do? فإنها تتغير إلى ألف مقصورة. That ya at the end, it won't be ya now. We will add an alif, just like usually we add an alif at the beginning, and then that ya is going to change to be alif maqsura. So for example, قوي. قوي, this is swifa with a ya. قوي. Ya at the end. What are we doing? The ya changed to alif maqsura, and then we added an alif at the beginning and it became aqwa. So that's how we changed the ism tafdil to swifa and swifa to ism tafdil. Okay, the second question was جملة مفيدة. On جملة المفيدة, how رتب الكلمات الآتية لتكون جملة مفيدة. I told you that this جملة المفيدة on the last paper that we did, I said that there are some rules that we usually follow that can help you in getting the answer. Okay, and this is a very questionable topic that they usually like to question, because here it's where at least everyone can get a free mark. This I usually call them free marks. So let's look the first one. القطار, train, من طائرة أسرع. So first of all, there is أسرع. We got an اسم تفضيل back there, okay? أسرع, it's much faster. قطار is train. طائرة is an aeroplane. So between the two, which one comes first? Remember, we have أسرع. أسرع comes from the swifa سريع, fast. So between this, which one is fast? Ask yourself, which is fast? Is it the aeroplane or the train? It's the aeroplane. So what is the first thing that is supposed to come? طائرة. So we will start with طائرة. الطائرة أسرع. It's much faster من قطار, from the train. On the second one, رمضان في صمت مومباسا شهر. So we look at this, where you find there's fatha. When you have the tashkil usually helps you on what to start with. Okay, so like here we got sumtu, I fasted. So there we have fi'l wa fa'il, fi'l and fa'il, and then shahra heda fatha, it's maf'ulun bihi. So we can't start the sentence shahra ramadana sumtu fi Mombasa. La, itakuwa makosa. Why? Because shahra heda fatha, and fatha is maf'ulun bihi. So we can't start a sentence with something that has a fatha. So you look something that has a dhamma. So the tashkil help you in what to start with. So there we got a verb, and that verb had fi'il, had a verb, and the doer. Sumtu, I fasted. So it has two things: the one doing and the verb, and who did that thing. So that is the first thing we will start with, the verb, because a sentence usually we have fi'il, fa'il, maf'ulun bihi. That's how a sentence goes. So we got there sumtu having fi'il wa fa'il, and then shahara hida fatha, so it is maf'ulun bihi. So that's how we will start our sentence. Sumtu shahara, and then shahara, of course, it will be followed with ramadana. Fi, in, and then we said after harful jarri we usually have a noun, Mombasa. Sumtu shahara ramadana fi Mombasa. Jim, الدرس كتبنا اليوم الطالبات. So here mostly usually people like what will they start with? So what will you start with? We usually make mistakes of, is it, should I start with كتبنا الطالبات or الطالبات كتبنا? Because we usually know that we have جملة اسمية and جملة فعلية. So there are rules also on جملة الاسمية and جملة الفعلية. Like for example, in this sentence, why can't you start with كتبنا الطالبات? Because when you are changing from جملة الفعلية إلى جملة الاسمية, you have to add from جملة الاسمية to جملة الفعلية. When you are changing it, you'll have نحذف النون في الأخير كتك جمع مؤنث السالم. So in that case, the sentence, if it was a جملة فعلية, it was starting with a verb, we could have said كتبت الطالبات الدرس اليوم. كتبت الطالبات. So we will have change, نحذف النون. The noon we usually remove it and add the ta. That is when for the rule of جملة الاسمية جملة الفعلية كتك جمع مؤنث السالم. So in this case we got the noon. The noon has not been حذف. So that means we can't start with a verb. And most of the cases Whenever you are given a verb, you got like a sentence like this, you have a verb and a noun. Look, check on the verb. If it's a verb in its jamu, katika wingi, avoid starting with it. Sawa sawa. If the verb is at mufrad or muthanna, you can start with it. Mufrad, sorry. If it is mufrad, you can start with it. But if it is jamu and muthanna, you can't start with it in most of the cases, because of the rule of jumlatul ismiya and jumlatul fi'aliya. So our case here, it was at jamu, so that's why we couldn't start with it, and it will have break the rule of jumlatul ismiya, jumlatul fi'aliya, because if we start with katabna at-talibat, it will be wrong. It's supposed to be katabat at-talibat if we want to start with a verb, and our verb here has nun, so it will come after the noun. الطالبات كتبنا الدرس اليوم. Okay, on the dal, يوم للصلاة أبو بكر يستيقظ الفجر كله. So you can see at dal, the verb here يستيقظ. يستيقظ, it's at مفرد, no moja. So we can highly start with the verb. So here we are going to start with the verb because it's at مفرد. يستيقظ أبو بكر كل يوم, every day, لصلاة الفجر, for the morning prayer. Okay, the fifth one, لأنني درس لم اليوم كنت أفهم مريضا. So we have الجزم. Whenever you have a jazm, start with the jazm. So our jazm here is lam, and after the jazm we will have our verb. Our verb here is أفهم. لم أفهم الدرس لأنني كنت مريضا, because I was sick. So whenever you are having a حروف الجزم, start with it followed by a verb. When you are having verb and fa'il on the sentence, if it is on mufrad, you can start with the verb. But if it is jamu and muthanna, highly chances you can start with the verb, you will start with the noun. Okay, and another rule I said, like the one on the ba, the rule of the shkal, fatha, kasra, dhamma, check on that. Whenever you're given a question, it can guide you on what to start with. If it's something with the dhamma, it's highly you can start with it because of mubtada wal khabar. You can start with it because of fi'l wa fa'il. Okay. Okay. This dhama'ir, very fancy, very easy topic. I love this topic. It's very easy. On ضمائر. Okay, so the question was saying ضع ضميرا مناسبا في المكان الخالي. Place the most appropriate ضمير on the blank space. So the first one was dash مدرسة ممتازة. So you can check on the noun that is there, مدرسة. So that has a ta, ممتازة. That means it's in feminine. So you'll have to check on the feminine verb, on the feminine ضمائر. So here it's going to be هي مدرسة ممتازة. Okay, because here it's on the feminine side. Then the second one, dash صديقان مخلصان. صديقان, you have alif and nun. So when you have alif and nun, you'll take the verb, the ضمائر that is for the two. Okay, that is هما صديقان مخلصان. Those are two friends. Then the second one was saying dash متفوقون في دراستهم. Dash متفوقون في دراستهم. I think they've already given you an answer to the end. If you be keen, they say دراستهم, whom. They've already given you an answer there. It's you to be keen on that. So if you are keen very well, you can find there is whom at the end, and then متفوقون has waw and noon, and we said waw and noon is for جمع مذكر, and جمع مذكر uses whom, and at the end umepewa answer. The other one was saying dash يربين أولادهن على الفضيلة. Dash يربين, there is ya and noon. Ya and noon, that is jamu muannath. Jamu muannath, you can have antunna or hunna. So for here you'll have two, yes, يربين You have hunna for jamu muannath and antunna. So which one are we going to use? Is it antunna or hunna? You'll check now on the verb that came after it. The verb that came after it starts with a ya. So if it starts with a ya, then it is hunna. If it starts with a ta, just like antunna, you get antunna. Antunna has a ta in the middle of it. So if the verb here, it was like having a ta at the beginning, like turabbina, we could have said antunna turabbina. But because it starts with a ya, then we're going to use hunna. Hunna yurabbina. And then the other one, dash tabibun mahirun. Tabibun mahir. Because we don't have a verb, we're going to take huwa tabibun mahirun. Inshallah, I will in the next class we're going to talk more, and I will explain more on this topic of the dhama'ir and the verbs and the zaman, inshallah. Okay, on the last question. Okay, the last question, it is af'al wa zaman. So this topic and the topic of dhama'ir are going much hand in hand. If you understand dhama'ir, you can be able to understand this topic. That's why I said, inshallah, on our next, we are going to check on these two, al-af'al wa zaman and dhama'ir, so that it can help you. Inshallah. So this question was saying بين نوع الأفعال التي تحتها خط من حيث الزمن وقوعها على جملة الآتية. بين نوع الأفعال. Like, look at the verb there and you say تحتها الخط, the one that has been underlined, the verb that has been underlined in the sentence, and you بين, like you state the zaman wuqu'iha. When did it happen? Is it past or present, or is it amr? So the first one was saying ذهب الولد إلى المدرسة. ذهب الولد إلى المدرسة. So an easy way for you to know this, if it is mudari', it will start with anaytu. Anaytu is alif, nun, ya or ta. So if it's fi'l mudari', it's going to start with any of this. And if it is fi'l amr, it's going to have a sukun at the end. So check on that. Dhahaba. Dhahaba doesn't start with anaitu and doesn't have a sukun. So which type of it? It is fi'l madhi. The second one, تقع مدينة مومباسا في الساحل. The island. The city of Mombasa, it's at the island. Sahel. So تقع, it starts with ta. Anaitu starts with ta. So that automatically becomes فعل مضارع. Very easy, this one. اقرأ الدرس بهدوء. اقرأ. The verb there has a sukun, and I said if it has a sukun, it's فعل أمر. Okay, let's go to the other one. قابلت أحد الطلاب في الجامعة. So the verb قابلت has the ta with dhamma at the end, and then it doesn't start with anaitu. Doesn't start with alif, doesn't start with noon, doesn't start with ya or ta. So that automatically becomes fi'al madhi and doesn't have a sukun at the end. It has a dhamma. Okay, let's look at the next one. It's saying الطالبان يكتبان الدرس. الطالبان يكتبان الدرس. يكتبان is the one which is underlined. The two students are writing their work. So يكتبان starts with ya, and ya is one of the anaitu. It starts with the ya. So this automatically becomes فعل مضارع. So this was very easy. Very easy when you know the rule, that if it's anaitu, if it is sukun, where is it going to be. So inshallah, you can comment below if there is a topic maybe that is challenging you and you like us to go over it and explain more on it. Inshallah, I'm here for you. You can just comment below on the topic, and I will in the next lesson I will include it. Okay, inshallah. Until there, let's meet on the next lesson بإذن الله. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. إلى اللقاء.